All right, we're back with Disscussin It.
Back again.
Another week. More stuff, more trouble for poor Lamar Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Basically carrying the entire Baltimore team on his shoulders, him and Derrick Henry.
Okay, you know what? So first of all, let me say this.
Yeah.
Lamar is my boy, but
He's great.
got him and his fumble fingers. You got to get over that shit.
Okay, I get it, but the
Fumble fingers got to go.
the defense of the Baltimore needs to shape up.
Lamar is known for fumbling the ball in high pressure situations. He's done it time and time again. He's starting that cuts, fucking stumbling the ball, man. It's driving me nuts.
I get it, but their defense really needs to step up because right now that's been their number one problem is their defense literally doing nothing for them.
Defense is all right.
It is awful.
I mean, it beat y'all.
You didn't beat my Vikings. Oh, you mean the Jets? It's like it's
Well, no,
I was a Vikings fan.
argue for Jets, Vikings. You don't even know them.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan, but I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Oh my God, Gilbert.
I want Aaron Rodgers to do well this year. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he got his head coach fired today. You can say what you want to say. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers that got him fired. Bro, be honest here. If Aaron Rodgers wanted their coach to stay, he'd have stayed. But today they let go of Robert Salah.
Bro,
And they fired him mid-season.
listen.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers does not have that kind of clout.
Are you kidding me? The Jets moved basically heaven and earth to get Aaron Rodgers on their team. They say, hey, spend your twilight years in New York. Let's get you a Super Bowl. And it's because, like I said before, the Jets haven't been to an AFC championship since what was it, 2011?
Bro.
Yeah. Or maybe it was 2013, but it was a long time.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
They haven't been to playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers is not Tom Brady.
He's not on the caliber of Tom Brady, but he's a good quarterback. He's one of the best in the league.
He was on the caliber of Tom Brady. He definitely don't have enough clout to get a head coach fired.
He's the reason why that got Dickerson fired. Because I'll tell you what, if Aaron Rodgers would have said the words, he would have said, you know what, I want to keep him. Let's keep my team. This would be good.
I can't with you.
I'm just being honest. I think
That's delusional.
the head coach did get fired though, after having 3 years as the head coach, but his record was 20-36. So he had 21, 36 losses as the head coach.
Do you know that?
But the guy went through like 6-7 quarterbacks.
Okay, so that's a 60% win ratio.
Wait, no, he had
21 out.
wins out of and 36 losses. No, not 20 out of 36. 20 wins, 36 losses.
Oh,
56 games.
oh shit.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, that's terrible.
tough that.
Yeah, he got crushed. He
Rush is an understatement.
he's getting replaced by the defensive coordinator, right? And he's the interim guy. The defensive coordinator is now doing it. But the question with that is that not the most stressful job interview of your life? Let's be honest. You want to become a head coach, you have your opportunity now, but you have the Jets and you're mid-season.
Listen, the only thing that coach need to be worried about is crybaby Aaron Rodgers not being happy. Because listen,
You're right, because he'll get kicked off the team.
I don't. Listen, if you have a quarterback who is hell bent or not playing for you,
Yeah.
okay, your job as a head coach is going to be miserable because the quarterback going to be calling audibles all the time. He's not going to want to run your plays, and you're going to have this button of the head all the time.
Which is what they do. They do, but I mean, I don't know if you saw it. It was in the Patriots game. Aaron Rodgers just made it so it was 2 touchdowns ahead. The Jets were against the Patriots, and Robert Salah, the coach, got fired. He went to go hug Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers like pushed him away. Just like said, "No, get out of my way." I was like, "I'm doing this. I'm not listening to you right now."
Speaking of football,
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson, bro.
Sean Watson. Nope. What is it?
No,
I can't think of who it is.
what?
Who is he?
Cleveland Browns?
Oh, the quarterback. Yeah, that's how
The quarterback?
he's unimportant. Deshaun Watson.
Oh my God.
But go ahead.
You're right. He's not important, but what he did is important. And what he did was a no-no when it comes to disrespecting your head coach. And, down in the third quarter, fourth quarter, they're down 3-21 or something, and coach wants to run, on the fourth down, he wants to run the play, and what does Deshaun Watson do?
Mhm.
Walks off.
You know why he walked off, though? I know this one.
Why?
Because there was 12 men on the field. He was the 12th man, so he's like, the coach doesn't even have it right, so he's fighting with the coach, and he's like,
Why
with
would
this
this 12 men on the
but to be fair,
and playing on
to be fair, he should have let him have a penalty, and also, you're
they
right,
had to delay a game.
it was terrible. Well, they had to delay a game, there was nothing else to do. It was gonna be a penalty, it was gonna be a delay a game no matter what you did. Um, but he screwed it, but you're right, because Deshaun Watson is the guy who got his money up front, right?
He has a guaranteed contract.
Guaranteed contract, which is terrible. You should
Means he got
never
too much power.
whoever signed off whoever signed off, that's dumb. You should never be like, "Oh, yeah."
Hold on, is this 200 something million guaranteed, or is it partially guaranteed?
I thought he
And
was
is
right
it-
as I got his contract.
See, they need to stop doing that and make players have play contingency contract.
Well,
Even if
they signed
play
off on
your
it.
thing.
Who signed off on that? For Deshaun
Somebody
Watson?
that's
Not even a good quarterback.
well, and listen, I'm not a big Baker Mayfield fan, but they got rid of Baker Mayfield for him,
And Baker
and now they're
Mayfield
kicking themselves in
is doing terrific, and I think it was just he had a bad team.
they kicking themselves in the ass right.
Maybe, but he's doing great. I
I
don't
mean, who Baker?
Baker's doing good.
That's why I said that
Mhm.
the Browns are kicking themselves in the ass right.
Oh, yeah, but especially when they get Chubbs back, because they're getting Chubbs back here in, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And Chubbs the running back, he's a
Chubbs ain't, but Chubbs ain't about.
I'm worried about Chubbs because I think he's gonna be a great running back, but I think his first week back is gonna be real rough because I think he's gonna be in his own head, honestly. I can't imagine after you taking that severe of an injury, you don't get in your own head about like, "Oh, I should."
Well, that's like how when remember back. Oh, you might not because you're not a Ravens fan, but back when Ray Rice was out running back and he got hurt, he had to have hip surgery. When he came back from hip surgery, he was never the same again.
Hey, you know what? Same thing for Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson, when he first got out of college, he wasn't injured. You watch when he was running for the Minnesota Vikings, he was insane. Guy was
Led the
killing
league
it.
and he led the league in rushing, and then comes back from hip surgery.
Yeah,
Screw
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Oh, Adrian Peterson was still good after he got back from his surgery, which was a knee. But like when he used to hit people, you used to be like, "Oh," because they shouldn't have gotten his way.
I mean,
He was rushing 20, 30 yards. He had an average carry of like at least 13 yards every time he got the ball. You know how easy it was for the Vikings to score with that guy.
well, you got
They still couldn't make it to the Super Bowl.
that. Well, yeah, I can't argue that. I can't argue that.
I was like, ah,
I think that going forward, especially the Ravens, I keep saying the Ravens, that's my team. We need to be more of because Lamar is all over the place right now.
yeah.
He's all over the place.
You know what the thing is though?
Wants him and Henry,
Him and Henry are doing great.
right?
But the defense for the Baltimore, I think that isn't struggling.
Our defense is
Well, you got Lamar Jackson putting up 20, 30 points a game. You got him putting up 20, 30 points a game, and your defense cannot stop them
so.
to save their life. Every game Baltimore wins, it looks like it's a fight for the life. It is
We're struggling harder than we should be.
way too hard for what you guys have. Way too hard
for the caliber of players.
Exactly.
So, and they need to get on the same page. But I think where the problem is that our defensive coach is allowing too much self-coaching and not enough kick in the ass coach.
He just like let them do their own thing.
Well, he trusts them.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, they're calling plays, but they're not. He's allowing them to have too much flexibility out there. I think that he needs to be like, look, this is what I call this switch. You get when you're on the field, you got to adjust, right?
Right.
You see something, you got to move to it. But I think he's allowing them to have too much freedom, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense to me.
He just needs to get a little harder.
So you want a hard
Try like they
2-3 laps.
Well, I mean, you can't when players get out of line, you got to hold them accountable. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They need accountability when they're screwing up out there. Hold them accountable. Don't just be like, okay, better luck next time. No, you got to hold them accountable. They're getting paid millions of dollars to do a job, right? So do your damn job.
You're right. And now we got only two undefeated teams: the Chiefs and my Vikings, which I can't believe the Chiefs have the easiest. How do you play against the Saints? What the hell? That's ridiculous. I mean, you have to play against the Saints to get it. But
Listen,
that was the most free game Kansas City ever had.
I'm gonna go on record saying I don't wish any harm on any player ever, except for Patrick.
What? He's a
Well,
yeah.
he needs to go down
Why?
because he's a thorn in my goddamn side.
Okay, but he's still a good guy.
He's a thorn in my goddamn side, bro. And he sounds like Kermit the fucking Frog. He drives me nuts.
I like Kermit the Frog. Big Kermit fan myself.
Oh my god.
Him and Rizzo the Rat. Rizzo the Rat. Comment below your favorite Muppet and tell me why it's Rizzo the Rat.
Oh my god, bro.
So good.
So remember last week, we touched on the sheriff that went in and unalived the judge.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know why he did it.
So figured it out.
The truth has come out. And
Sleep with his wife?
no, but well, it worked.
I mean,
So the sheriff found out that the judge was he thinks the judge was doinking his daughter.
how old was his daughter?
Well, young, right? Too young for the judge to be messing.
So under 17, right?
I think honestly I think the daughter was 17 or 18. I can't remember from the story, but
Well, she's 18. That's a whole different story, which is wild.
Well, I'm pretty sure she was under 18.
That's good.
Because why would the sheriff risk it all for his?
She got to be way younger than that, though, because
Right.
even in most states, 16 is the age of consent. Still terrible.
Everything that I found, I could not
Still,
find an age on the daughter, but the reason behind the shooting was the daughter, right? So the sheriff goes into the chambers with the judge, and he says, "Give me your phone. Let me see your phone." Right? And turns out that the daughter's number was programmed into the judge's phone. And how does the sheriff know that? Because the sheriff had the daughter.
he couldn't have named her like Little Caesars or something.
Right.
It's
So
like
he
if you call
calls-
somebody's daughter,
he
like
calls the judge's phone from the daughter's. Caught. So they have a video of the shooting now. They released the video.
I get it, but okay. So listen, if the daughter's 18,
Well,
I know you don't know the age. You don't know the age, and I know, but if the daughter's 18, that's an over exaggeration for the sheriff. Should the sheriff be pissed? Probably, but is the sheriff should be shooting someone in the face?
And that could be my bad for not digging far enough because this was like the last thing I looked at. But
No,
okay.
if she's under the age of 15, that's what I'm thinking.
well, listen,
You grab your gun.
logically and relative, anybody with logical common sense,
Mm-hmm.
especially knowing that this is a sheriff, he's law enforcement. If his daughter is of legal age, a rational sheriff is not gonna go unalive a judge.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like,
If the daughter is of legal age, right? She's 18, she can do what she wants. So my common sense tells me that she is probably well under legal age.
that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
And if you look at the judge, man, he looks like a creep.
That's great.
Like he's got creeper written all over.
So I wonder if he wasn't manipulating the daughter, because it's weird the daughter would just randomly sleep with the judge, right? So there must be something more involved. Like
Yes.
that daughter must have been doing something, or maybe the judge was blackmailing the daughter into sleeping with him.
Oh no, the sheriff and the judges work close together because the sheriff
Right.
runs the courts, and so the daughter probably has been around the judge more, pretty frequently.
I get it, but if you're an 18, 19-year-old girl, you're not looking for like a 65, 70-year-old devil
Well,
paying all your bills.
so
Just
think.
have on you.
Younger women are attracted to older men sometimes, more times.
Not if you say he looks pretty, most of the time, no.
Well, and they're also attracted to power, and judges have
if there's power and money, that's
Power.
fair.
You know what I'm saying? He's got more power than anybody she knows in her community, right? So that puts the judge up on a pedestal,
I mean,
so to speak.
let's not just talk about young girls, but let's talk about men. So if you were 18 years old and you got propositioned by a 70-year-old girl, but she's rich as hell, I mean, yeah, and she's okay looking,
Right?
are you taking that? I mean, she's talking about buying you a car, buying you a home, paying your rent.
So, two things. Then this is relevant, right?
Yeah.
Men are different than women.
Okay.
Okay, we worried about clout and bragging rights, and if we land the older women, we're like,
I mean, it's clout. It's total one. Yeah.
right? So, and society is programmed or pre-programmed to take less scrutinize. They scrutinize that less than they do when it's the other way around. When it's the boy, that's the underage one, it's less eyes on it. It's by natural selection. I don't care what anybody says. Some people will argue that, no, that's not, but that's true. You see way more cases of underage girls than you do of underage boys.
Yeah.
As a dad, right?
Yeah.
Your son, you find out your son is banging his English teacher. What do you do?
I'm not even mad.
As a dad, are you going to report that?
I'm going to have a conversation with my son about it.
Or are you going to be like behind? You're going to be like,
how old is my son?
I mean, listen, he's in high school, so he's under 8.
I mean, I don't know. I was 18 in high school.
Well, 18 as a senior.
Because it was different.
Okay, so let's say he's a junior in high school. He's definitely under 18 and find out he's banging his English.
He's still 17.
Underage.
I get it. I don't think so. In our state, it's consent at that point.
Okay, so let's say he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Banging his English teacher. So now he's only 14 or 16. If we're lucky, 16.
Yeah.
Like going as a freshman at age 15.
I'll be honest, I still don't report it.
Right. Now, if it's your daughter banging the gym teacher.
Oh, he's dead.
Or the male English teacher. Or any male teacher. Right? Don't banging your 15-year-old daughter.
I guess that is a double
standard.
Out. That's a double standard for sure. Yeah.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Well, I think it's more or less, I think it's different. I think it's because we expect men to manipulate younger girls inappropriately. We don't expect older women to manipulate younger guys. And maybe that's my double standard on here. Is I feel like you're just taking advantage of my daughter.
For sure.
But if it's my son, you're not taking advantage of him. You're just, showing him a good time. And I guess I can get the double standard I have in my head.
So real quick, so I told you the video was out there. I'm not going to show the video to the audience because we're probably going to get shut down. But hit play, and that's the video that's out there.
Oh,
plays at the top there. So he walks into the office, and basically the judge fucking cowers underneath the desk, and the sheriff rolls up on him point blank underneath the desk and just lays into him.
Jeez.
That's got to be a horrible way to go. Imagine someone coming into a room this size and you have nowhere to go but underneath the desk. That's tragic.
Well, the judge messed around, didn't he?
The judge messed around. What they say, fuck around, found out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he found out the hard way. Lesson to y'all creepers out there. Don't be messing with our daughters, bro. We will light your ass up and not think twice about it. That's the lesson to learn.
I still want to know more of the story.
Well, I mean, I'm a dig, and maybe we can revisit this topic on next week.
Because I feel that there has to be something more to it for him to risk all of that.
Well, it was doinking his daughter. But the question is how.
And I think he was manipulating the daughter, and I think that's what shut the syrup off. I think he blackmailed her or manipulated her. That's just a guess. And that's what
I wouldn't be surprised to think that the daughter was willing participant because of age, power, money.
That's what I want to see.
But as you see, that judge looked like a total creeper.
Yeah. I
would
have emailed the daughter and asked her.
I think that
what happened?
It's definitely an intriguing story. So,
what you got? Let's see here.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you buy a house, as a homeowner, well, when you buy a house, the house that comes with certain things, right? Certain things you gain with the house, the property, and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that no one ever thinks about when you buy a house is that you own the property, but you also have rights to the airspace above the house.
I think you do, but I think it's like 20, 30 feet or something like that above the house.
No. You have right to up to 500 feet,
Wow,
right?
that's crazy. So you're telling me that I can make like a little guard tower up to 500 feet?
You have right to airspace above your home with reasonable accommodation, meaning that if you wanted to build another whatever on your property, you have rights to a certain height, and the government has right to airspace for federal FCC rules. But yeah, you have right to up to 500 feet.
That's crazy. I think you're absolutely right. I think that makes sense. I remember seeing this on a King of the Hill episode.
Oh my God.
Dale Dribble. He made a house. He couldn't go above 500 feet, but he made his guard tower 450 feet so that the government couldn't say nothing to him.
Bro, the reason why I brought this up is because at work, we work.
Yep.
There was a report of someone flying a drone over people's cars in the parking lot.
Oh,
That was today.
we own that.
And certain person in charge says, well, it's private property. And I said, we don't own the air. And they were like, we absolutely do own airspace over top of the property. I was like, oh shit. So that prompted a quick research bout. And what I found was he was absolutely right. We own up to 500 feet of airspace. That's on the property. 500 feet is very high.
That is quite high.
That is like,
That's
think
like
of the tallest roller coaster that you could think of. Cedar Point's got Millennium Force. Millennium Force, I think, is 300 foot.
Really?
I want to say it's 300 foot.
I don't know. 500 feet's a lot, though. You're absolutely right.
So if you're talking Millennium Force is 300 foot, which is way up there, it's 200 feet higher than that. That's crazy.
But if you have something, let's say, on your house that's 450 feet tall, and then it falls over into your neighbor's yard, though, you're responsible for all those damages.
Anything that comes out of your property and damages a neighbor's property, you're responsible.
So it's not worth having anything that high anyway.
I mean, I just thought it was neat. So somebody flies a drone over your house or in your backyard and you shoot it down. Are you in trouble or are you legally able to do it?
I mean, it's technically invading your property, but that's just like saying that a kid walked across the sidewalk outside your home. Technically, you own that part of the grass. And
Well, no, you don't.
don't you?
You don't. You don't.
Then why do you mow it?
Because, you mow it because the city makes you maintain it, but you don't own it. So when you do your property line,
Yeah.
right? Your property line goes from corner to corner, edge to edge, and does not include the sidewalk or the the median.
Huh.
So like if I go out when I measure my property for my fence, my property line only goes to the edge of my grass. Does not include the sidewalk or the grass along the roadside. But I have to maintain it. That's stupid.
That is stupid.
You're gonna make
Okay.
me maintain it.
So-
I have no ownership.
I guess it makes sense, and I think you should shoot down a drone because you don't know. What if someone's inappropriately videotaping you? They're taking photos of you. They're trying to take photos of your house, your security. There's a lot of risk with it. If people have a drone, they should keep it to their own property, their own area, or take some out.
Listen, if a drone flies over my backyard, it's coming down one way or another.
There you go.
The only question is, if you shoot it down, you have other legal consequences.
Well, you shouldn't fire a firearm, but I would definitely take a bow and arrow to that thing.
Who the hell's got a bow and arrow?
Oh, you just make one. You got trees in the back,
Oh my God.
dude. Just whittle down some wood. You got some shoestrings around here.
This is time sensitive shit. I'm pretty sure the drone is gonna be gone by then.
That's fair.
Bro,
How do you not have a bow and arrow ready to?
who keeps a bow and arrow lying around? Oh man,
I would.
do it you. I can't. I can't.
All right, perfect. Okay, so there's a few things. So the NFL teams, they're looking for and London's looking for an NFL team.
Why you keep dragging me in the?
This is the last one. So the NFL is looking for a team to go to London. What team do you think would be the best team to go to London?
Hold on, wait a minute. When you say go to London, do you mean
They're a leaf.
they're gonna represent a London city,
Yeah.
a city. Well, hold on,
It'll be
London's not the
it'll
country.
it'll
London
be
is a city.
right. So it'll be London,
It'll
the
be
London
London.
Buccaneers, the London Jaguars, whatever else.
So
The London Cheerio.
I personally think that is pretty stupid.
But the NFL's trying to get into the world.
So listen, there's so many problems with that.
Yeah, what's up?
The first problem is the NFL is an American football league,
Well, it's called National Football League. Yeah.
national as in the United States.
Yeah. NFL, national.
Okay, London is not a part of the United States.
Not yet.
So you have so many.
It could be.
There's so many things that fall to my mind about prop. Okay, that's first of all, how do you pay that person in London? Do they pay U.S. taxes? Does that apply to?
That would be the benefit for being the players. So the players wouldn't have to pay those. You wouldn't have to pay taxes, fees on that stuff. It'd be worth it for a lot of players to go over.
U.S. based paying company when you live in London.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would skip so much U.S. taxes.
The second thing is they actually got to move to London.
That would be fine for a lot of these people.
That would
London, they speak English. We speak English. Good enough.
Third part is, who the hell is going to fly to London every week?
Different team every week.
You know how much it would cost to fly the team to London?
I don't know. But last time they were looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars. But then before they did that, right before they were going to sign over to London, apparently Jaguars got approved for their brand new $150 million stadium. They got approved for all this other stuff. That's why the Jaguars are staying in Jacksonville.
And I think that doing that would effectively rob U.S. citizens of being able to enjoy football.
Why? More people getting into it.
The average U.S. citizen can't afford to fly to London to watch a game.
I mean, yeah, if you really like the team, you're gonna go though. But think about it. You're French.
You're Ravens was playing in London. I'm not.
But the France people that can get to London real fast, German people that can get to London real fast, all of them people will be able to travel and watch an NFL game.
Well, that's kind of stretching it.
So if they became fans of the
stretching it. You know, them people over there are pumped
as they call
assholes.
Yeah,
they snobs.
Wow,
snobs.
You're generalizing all Europeans.
Snobs. Name me a European that's not a snob.
I don't know. They probably bite their thumb at you though.
They're all snobs, bro.
I bite my thumb at you.
They're all. I'm saying. Listen, hey, come at me if you want to in the comments. I don't care. Y'all snobs. Come at me. Okay, I'm ready for it.
Now it's still reverse canceled. Okay.
Reverse canceled.
Me. I mean, the Americans will like us, but the Europeans won't.
They don't like us anyway.
That's fair.
Oh man.
Okay. So, more hot topic in the news. Two things. I'll go over real fast. The vice president debate happened, right? It was Tim Walz versus JD Vance.
It was horrible.
JD Vance got to wipe the floor with him, but they're both respectable guys. Tim Walz is not smart. Or well, he might be smart, but he was not good for the fight. But what I wanted to say there at this point is not so much about who did well in the debate and what did well in the debate, but honestly, at this point, do you actually believe there are any undecided voters at this point? Because I don't think there's undecided voters. I think it's just people who are afraid to admit who they're voting for because they're afraid their friends and family will get pissy.
I don't think they're undecided voters. I think that people at this point, are very decided on who they vote for, because in this particular election, you either hate Kamala or you hate Trump, right?
No middle ground.
This election has got so much hatred surrounding it that people definitely know who they're voting for already. My problem is, I think that they are voting for people, for the person they're voting for, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because a lot of people, if you ask them who you vote for, and they tell you, I'm voting for Kamala, I'm voting for Trump. When you say, well, what policy do they promote that you like? They're going to be like,
they don't know anything about it.
I just don't like that person. So I think people need to learn to research their candidate. If they're going to align themselves with a candidate, at least have one thing about that candidate that you can say they stand for
Well,
that you
most of the time they'll say, "Well, I just like the fact that they're not Trump or they're not Kamala." That's
right, but that doesn't say anything,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
So if you ask me, well, what about Kamala don't I like? I would tell you that she's anti-gun, and there are multiple times when I've heard her speak where she's referencing coming into our homes and or trying to limit our ability to buy and have firearms, right? So for me, that's a deal breaker, right? If you ask me what I don't like about Trump, I would tell you that Trump is he's against pro-choice, he's pro-life, right? So I'm pro-choice. I believe a woman has a right to make her own choices. But if you ask me which one am I more passionate about, well, I'm going to say I want my right to my guns. That matters to me more than Trump being pro-life or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's, what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. You should vote for whatever's best for
But
you and what
at
you're.
least have something,
Yes.
something.
At least have a reason. I agree. I just think it's funny. I think a lot of people are also getting pressure because if you say you're going to vote for Trump, some people will disown you. There's a lot of people that are in the LGBT community that are voting for Trump. But if they tell their friends, oh, yeah, I'm voting for Trump, they get attacked all the time. You can see these stories online all the time
And well, back in the day with our parents,
by their own community getting attacked.
right? And so society has changed so much because back in the day, you didn't tell people who you voted for.
That's true.
It was like
Mind your business.
there was the unspoken rule: you don't tell people who you vote for. Mind your business.
Yep.
And now social media ruined everything.
Oh, yeah. Made it too easy to tell everybody.
Social media has ruined everything. Well, not everything. It made it easy for you to see porn.
But
Uh.
this is but let me ask you that. You say they never talked about it before. We never had the discussion before. We just kept it quiet and didn't vote. How many elections do you think might have been able to get stolen because you thought that, well, I'm voting for, I don't know, you say Bush, for example. He's gone now, obviously. And you're like, well, I voted for Clinton. I voted for Bush. Like, how did Bush win? Because you wouldn't know because you think you're the only person that voted for him. But apparently a lot of people did. You guys kept it quiet.
I don't know if the election being stolen is the right term to use, but
Maybe it's how the government controlled you. They told you don't talk about it so they could control you.
I mean, there's always been like you have pre-ballots, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have mail-in ballots. You have other variables that are counted and then accounted for after the fact. So I think that's kind of where that falls in line.
Okay.
Whereas now, back then, by the time that stuff hit the news, because they have to do it all, then it's got to hit the newspaper, it's got to hit the TV news or whatever. It doesn't travel light and fast like it does now. Like now, you do it, and then 20 minutes later, it's all over the internet. So I think the time frame is what it was back then versus the actual issue of it being real election stolen. I don't think there was the election being stolen was an issue. I just think that the means were different to back.
It tracks much. But also the propaganda smearing was a lot worse. It was a lot less.
Well,
We couldn't smear somebody as much.
we also have social media that thank us for that right now.
We let you,
If we didn't have social media, the smear tactics wouldn't be nearly as hard.
yeah.
So that also, listen, I'm all for social media, but social media is ruining us as a society.
It's ruined a lot of things. I tell you what, I mean, people who have committed crimes 15, 16 years ago, and they think that, I moved on my life, I'm trying to do this, they try to start their own business, and then somebody decides to pull up their old criminal record and just blast them and
Right.
trying to get people to drag their business down just because they were a felon. They did crime. People change over 15 years. They're not going to be the same person. I don't know
Well-
what the crime was, but and it can vary based on the extent. But at some point, that person's trying to live their life. They're trying to do better. Mind your business.
How you
Like,
gonna
are they
start over? No one,
already paid their time? Yeah,
right?
they've already paid their time. They messed up. They realize they messed up. They learn their lesson. Hopefully, they're back in society.
Speaking of which,
What?
Speaking of which, since we're on jail time,
Mm-hmm.
your boy P Diddy.
Now, my boy, free P Diddy. Free P Diddy. Maybe oil, ice and baby oil.
Um, so they assigned a new judge to the case,
Oh,
and he's going to try for a third time to make bail. So question is, A, do you think that he has a chance with the new judge? B, why do you think they appointed a new judge? And C, if he does get out, do you think he's going to run?
I don't think he has a chance to judge just based on the news and the 120 separate allegations. And B, I think they had to appoint a new judge because I bet they found that something that made that judge have a conflict of interest or end up being at the Disney party before. Maybe.
The judge was at the Disney party.
And then I forgot your C question.
If he makes bail, you think he's going to run?
Oh yeah, 100%. If I were him, and I'm going to be honest with you, if I were him and I had that much money and I could get away, I would get away. I would go to a non-extradite country like Thailand, for example, and I would just live in Thailand.
So
A lot of American amenities in Thailand, nice place, not nearly as like bad as some of the shows will show you, like Hangover 3, great place.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Any place is better than jail.
But Thailand does not extradite. So
A
you
lot of
like,
places that don't
yeah.
extradite.
Well, I know, and there's tons. I mean, there's like Indonesia, I think doesn't do it, but you don't want to go to like a European country. You're screwed. You might have to learn a new language. You might have to learn some stuff, but you're still rich. You have money. He probably has money in Swiss and
Listen,
foreign bank account
He's got offshore accounts.
that nobody knows
I
about.
guarantee you.
That nobody knows
I
about.
guarantee you he's got a Swiss bank account that unlisted.
He's got tons of cash.
He's got a damn hole buried somewhere that's got probably $10 million in it.
I know that if he's committing that much crime, if he's doing that much stuff,
Definitely.
no, he has a backup plan.
He's definitely got to get away, man.
And that's why he's trying so hard to make bail.
Right. Because if I was Diddy, I would try the damnedest to get out. And once I got out, I'm gone, bro.
I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd probably tell my lawyer. My lawyer would probably.
I know you can't tell your lawyer because the lawyer is bound by the law. So if
the lawyer has to protect you.
No, but if the lawyer, yes. But if the lawyer knows you're going to do something criminal, they're bound by, the law to tell.
Oh, really?
If you tell your lawyer about to commit a crime, your lawyer has a legal duty as an officer of the court.
I thought since you paid the lawyer, they're there to protect you. Period.
When a lawyer says, "Look, you know what? I don't need to know if you did it or not. Here's the game plan." Because once you tell them that you did it, as an officer of the court, they have a legal duty. So I'm not going to tell my lawyer I'm going to run. Like, hey, I need you to get me out, but don't ask me if I'm going to run or not. Wink, wink.
I don't be out of there.
So I can't. What you saying, man? So I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to tell you if I'm going to run or not.
Diddy's running.
If he gets out, he's going to, or somebody's going to take him out.
But there's no way he gets bail. Like, right? We had 120 allegations that just came against him that came forward from 120 different people, and they out of 3,000. So they had 3,000 things submitted to them. The attorney office had 3,000 cases submitted to them or events. Yes, they do.
Listen,
but only
tips, man.
100. Yeah, they had over 3,000 tips. That's the word I want to use. But they only had 120 that had any ground to it. So that means that
out of those
2,800 people who just sent out fake stories.
Listen,
or couldn't prove it.
Out of that 120 of the ones that they say are
they're reliable,
half of those are going to be people money grubbing.
Probably.
I mean,
but it only takes one.
Everybody trying to get their.
It doesn't. Out of the 120, it only takes one of them to have any substantial evidence that'll make it worthwhile.
I mean, that's right. So that's got some validity to it. But the problem is that it takes 12 jurors to convict somebody. All you need is one to
not convict, and then be a hung jury, and then he's off for a while.
Mistrial or hung jury, whatever, and he's off again.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, recently, a girl came forward by the name of Allie Carter. Allie Carter was one of the young girls. You know how they're talking about they had underage girls at parties or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she has come forward. Her name is Allie Carter. And she was at the time 13 or something like that. And she told her story how she was at a Diddy party as a party favor. She literally said we were the party favors. They handed us out to these celebrities like hors d'oeuvres on a platter.
Jesus.
And she said not only was it her, but there were many of them at these days. And they did unspeakable things to them.
Jesus.
And she said that when these names of these celebrities come out, there's going to be a lot of broken hearts and a lot of people in denial. They're not going to believe that their favorite celebrity or the favorite person on their daytime show or their favorite person would be involved in these things. And the chances are that favorite person, indulged themselves in the party favors. And also, the story was, why the hell did he have 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Turns out that allegedly, right, they're saying that the baby oil, so they would have people get massages at these parties.
Okay.
Naked massages, right? A lot of naked massages happening. And they would use baby oil as the massage lubricant, right? That's very common.
Okay, yeah.
The baby oil is said to be infused with GHB, the date rape drug.
Oh, no.
So what happens when you completely massage her whole person's body with baby oil infused with GHB?
They probably fall asleep, huh?
Completely zooted.
Yep.
Now, because listen, when they put it in your drink, they only put like a smidgen of it in your drink. You drink it, and then you don't remember what happened the rest of the night.
Right. You black out pretty much.
So they rubbing the whole body down with it. That person is unconscious and unaware of anything that's happening to them until the next day they wake up, their booty hole is this big around, and they walking funny and they don't remember what happened. Like, it's pictures of people getting off the jet or on the tarmac and they coming from a Diddy party, and they literally are walking like somebody got a pole shoved up their ass. That's because they was baby oiled down, and one of those 790 dildos was up their booty shoot, doing as people think.
Did they prove that?
Prove what?
That the thing that the baby oil was infused with that stuff?
Well, so they haven't come out and said it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, through my research, I've watched multiple sources hint to the baby oil being laced.
That's messed up.
With said date rape.
I wonder if they test that yet or not.
And I'm sure they've tested the baby oil bottles, and I'm sure in discovery, right, they're going to find out that they know that the baby oil was laced. And that's why the baby oil was such an important, who mentions that? Why mention baby oil? Right. What's the significance of mentioning baby oil as evidence?
Right.
Unless the baby oil had some significance. The significance is it's infused with drugs. So I found that interesting. So it remains to be seen. Diddy, you is done Diddy.
The diddler.
I feel like, and I said this before, I say it again. Either he gonna make a deal, and he's gonna make a deal to give up some really powerful people. Then he's either gonna get immunity, or he's gonna get off completely. Because that's the only way I would do it, right? I'd be like, hey, if you want these names, I'm going to need some immunity over here.
Yep.
Or if he does any time, it'll be very, very little bit of time. Sammy the Bull, Sammy the Bull is. He was John Gotti's hitman. John Gotti, most famous mobster in history.
Oh, you mean Fat Tony? Hey, Tony.
Oh, my God.
Don't walk in here.
No, bro. Anyway, oh, my God.
Johnny, forget about it. No?
Sammy the Bull was John Gotti's.
Don't know who that is.
John Gotti's right-hand man.
Who's John Gotti?
John Gotti was the most famous mobster in history.
No, The Godfather was. I've watched all the movies. Like 25 years ago.
I can't even say it was. Johnny, listen, Sammy the Bull.
John DeGotti.
John Gotti.
John DeGotti.
Bro, Google it.
Is he?
Not DeGotti, just John Gotti.
So he wasn't even.
The fact that you are openly admitting that you don't know who John Gotti is, they're gonna come for you in the comments. Make sure you come for him in the comments, please.
Oh God.
Y'all always coming at me. Go for it this time.
I don't know who John Gotti is.
You don't know who John Gotti the Mobster is, bro. It's
I know who the short guy was. The short guy.
there's no short.
Not Al Capone, but oh gosh, what was that guy's name? He actually dug a tunnel underneath his jail, and they dug him out. Oh gosh, what was that guy's name?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'll bring this up.
Oh my God.
But there's this mobster, or maybe it was a mobster, maybe it was a gangster, I can't remember. He literally went to prison, and his crew literally bought a house outside the prison. It was like a little shack, and they had teams digging underneath there until they dug into his jail cell and dug him out, and then made it so that it was tall enough so that he wouldn't have to bend over when he walked out. I think he was cartel. He was cartel. That's what it was.
I think you are making this shit up.
That is not. No, I know that story. I just can't remember from where.
Gosh, you making it up.
No, that one I know. This one's a fact.
What? But you don't know his name though.
If I saw it, I would know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know.
I think it's made up in your brain.
That is not. It was a really cool story. That's how I remember it.
And
That's how he escaped.
your brain.
I think they caught him anyway, but I can't remember how they caught him. And the guy had 2 dogs that he fed human bodies to too.
What?
Yeah, what was that guy's name?
Are you hearing yourself right?
Anyway, go back to John Bugatti.
John It's not John Bugatti. It's John Gotti.
Is this the least Italian name I've ever heard of? How's he a mafia guy?
He's the most famous mafia boss of our generation.
Isn't the mafia such mob from Italy?
They are Italians. Yes.
Yeah. Then how's that guy's not Italian?
Who?
John
Gotti was absolutely Italian, Sicilian or something.
Gotti? What a unique last.
Can't with you. I can't.
Dugatti, Bugatti. Okay. Gotti?
You're fired.
I'm just saying.
You're fired.
Okay.
Anyway, back to what I almost forgot what I was saying. Sammy the Bull was his hitman.
Okay.
Sammy the Bull committed over, 30, 40 murders. And they called Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull turned on John Gotti, right? And gave him up. And
Oh, really?
and he got out of he's out. He's out. He did about 5 years.
That hitman's out after 5 years
Got out, bro.
after killing 30 to 40 people?
If Sammy the Bull can get out, P. Diddy can get. That's all I'm saying.
That's wild.
If P. Diddy give up the right name, bro, and make the right deal, he can get out. So either A, you're gonna get out, or B, they're gonna Jeffrey Epstein him.
Sammy the Bull. I'm gonna look him up later. That's wild.
The idea that you don't know who I'm talking about is mind-boggling.
The fact that he killed 30 to 40 people and he's walking out less than 5 years or in 5 years.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that's insane. It's called John Gotti.
Bro.
All right. How does he spell John? Is it John or Jon?
How you spell John, bro?
I mean, there's the right way and then there's the gangster.
Oh my God.
That's gonna make.
What's the gangster way?
I assume John.
That's the normal way, bro.
So Jon
I
is the
go John.
me?
Yeah.
John. Jon.
N is how you spell John.
John.
John Smith, John whatever.
That's how John Ducati is spelled. Gotti.
It's Gotti, bro. Why?
I don't.
Ducati.
Because I figured he's Italian. Oh, all right.
God, bro. He is so fired right now, bro.
All right. You got one?
I had lost my train of thought because you messed me up. Anyway, so Diddy is done, bro.
Diddy's done?
No, he's not done. But I think if he's gonna get out, or they're gonna take him out, and if he does get out on bail, he gone.
I think Diddy's safe. I think Diddy's going to get out. I think he's going to go to Thailand.
What is with Thailand?
It's a non-extradite country. It's a nice country.
What made you think Thailand?
From Diddy, I think of it because of all the lady boys.
Oh,
And Diddy likes his lady boys.
All right, bro.
That's fair. They're one of the plastic surgery capital of the world.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm sure you heard about this. We talked about the Joker last week.
Yeah.
We talked about Joker 2 coming out. Have you seen the Joker 2 movie yet?
No. It
Terrible.
ain't out yet.
It's out.
It's out.
Yep. In theaters.
See it?
Mm-hmm.
When'd you see it?
Didn't see it.
You're such a lie.
No, but all the bad reviews are coming out for it. You see that?
How the bad reviews for?
It's getting tanked. They say it's a musical.
What?
So it's a musical.
Well, it does have Lady Gaga.
Yeah, and they say that every scene Lady Gaga's in there, she's singing a song. And they said that they're singing songs that, and the problem with that is, spoilers for anybody who's not seen it yet. Okay. I've done a lot of research
right now.
I was going to watch it, but I haven't yet. Anyway, I like the Joker 1 for the record. But so they say that every scene that Lady Gaga's in, she sings. Okay. She sings. But they say that her singing has nothing to do with the plot. It's just something random. Like she'll be having a conversation with Arthur. It was Joker, Arthur. And she'll be just singing like, "How are you?" And he'll be like, "I'm doing good." That kind of like that. Just stupid.
Oh, disappointing.
It's so dumb.
You just ruined it for me.
The whole movie is supposed to be just awful. They say that a lot of the violence, a lot of cool scenes that you see are scenes that are happening inside of his head. Like it's just messed up.
So the first movie was
Really good.
like intense,
Dark. And so,
dark.
So you watched the first one.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the first one, we got to see a glimpse of the Joker, of what it's supposed to be, right?
Right.
Apparently the second movie reverts all of that stuff, and you go back to him just suffering with his own instructions.
They spend the whole first movie building the character,
Mm-hmm.
making him into a psycho,
Mm-hmm.
turning him into the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie, they reverse it.
Mm-hmm. Do me a spoilers for you?
I don't even want to see it now.
It's terrible. I have the whole thing spoiled for me, so I know exactly what happened. But anyway, what was going on is, I don't understand how you could ruin that movie. I mean, the first one was so good, but that's just goes with sequels. Sequels they suck at. DC is so bad at is what I really wanted to get at. Is like they can't make a good sequel.
The fact that Joaquin Phoenix lost like 30-ish pounds
And
for that role,
and Joe
and make himself literally sick.
is really good actor, and apparently he did really good. Joaquin Phoenix, you said.
I mean, to be fair, Lady Gaga's not a bad actor.
Well, they said that Lady Gaga did great too, but the problem with it is that her acting and his acting were fine, but she didn't even get to act. All she did was sing. They said.
What's going on, yo?
They said that she sung like she got to say like one or two words, but then she was 90% singing. And then the whole thing with Lady Gaga being in there is that she's supposed to be, what's her called? What's her name? Harley Quinn, right?
Harley Quinn.
Right. Supposed to have a love interest with Arthur, the Joker. And they say that they never go that far. They never get into it. And then Lady Gaga goes.
First of all, if you're familiar with the Joker, the whole Harley Quinn, the romance, they are like, every scene you see him in, they're like all over.
Yep. And she's like the psychiatrist for him and stuff like this.
For them to do the movie with them and not have them engaged in the scenes that you see in was kind of stupid.
It's kind of weird, but I think that DC is really trying to go away from that kind of Harley Quinn. I think they're trying to make it so that Harley Quinn's more of a strong, independent woman. To give her a good anti-hero supervillain is what they're trying to do. Instead of they're basically getting into the social justice warrior shit.
I don't know. That's kind of disappointing to me. Now you done ruined it for me.
Well, the whole movie's gonna be trash. Oh, you want to go watch it? We just go watch it.
I want to see.
Let's just go.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, don't watch it. But if you do watch it free. But apparently, it's a mess.
I mean, to be fair, I could go see it.
Yeah, probably. Well, there you go.
Because I have a connection.
Oh, well, then it'll work now. But I will tell you. They said, I'll tell you one thing though. At the end of it, it ties in to the first movie where Heath Ledger is the Joker. Well, the only movie that Heath Ledger's the Joker. It ties into that movie. So it ends with Arthur. Well, I mean, I don't want to spoil that. But basically,
well, for me, I ain't gonna see it now.
Okay, so I'm gonna spoil it. So if you hear this part, you spoil it. So Arthur Flack dies. as some criminal who was sitting in the background menacing the entire way. He takes over the Joker role, and then he basically cuts his little lips like this, and to kind of signify that he's going to become Heath Ledger.
Okay, that's just creepy.
That's the end.
That's just creepy.
They kill Arthur Fleck. Joaquin Phoenix's or whatever his name is. They kill him.
That's creepy. And yeah,
I heard that.
Really not.
I read that. I was like, oh my God. I was over the whole thing. The whole thing was a mess. They show him getting sodomized by guards in the movie.
What?
Yeah, he gets sodomized by guards.
Arthur?
Yep. Arthur Fleck does. He gets beat up and he gets sodomized by guards, and then that makes no sense. The guards never have any competence. Like nobody ever gets revenge on them. Nothing ever happens to them. They just gonna smile at him later on.
So
All the bad.
all this time.
Yes.
They spent all this time building this movie.
Yep.
And like this movie has been on, like they've been talking about Joker 2 for a minute.
Right. And they tried to make it so that, they would show how Arthur Fleck became the Joker and stuff like this. Instead, he fights the entire movie with what they tried to make it a split personality. And they try to make it a split personality as much as they can. And then they end up killing him at the end to have some random guy take over.
Well, they already showed how he became the Joker in the first.
Yeah, okay. But I'm saying, like, they eliminate all of it. They got rid of all that in the second one. And they just kill him off and let some random guy be the Joker. That's wild.
I'm so confused.
So now the second guy has no parts of the movie other than he's a smiling menace in the background. Then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, he killed Arthur Fleck and became the Joker.
I'm so confused.
So what's the point of the whole Arthur Fleck storyline? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a waste.
It's stupid.
Like, I'm so confused. I'm definitely not going to see it now.
No, I saw that. I was like, oh, this is dumb.
It's heartbreaking. I'm so disappointed right now.
It's almost as heartbreaking as being a hurricane victim and only getting $750.
So
But Ukraine is getting $8 billion.
There's a lot of controversy around that. So
it's stupid because the government's not helping. That's what the problem is.
I heard people say that
it's 750 is the cap. I understand it's the cap. Okay.
Well, not the cap. It's the initial.
Like it's the cap that's most they can give. The government, it's the most the government can give in this kind of situation. 750.
So I've been hearing that what they say that the 750 was just that's what they can give right now.
They wanted to. That's what they would initialize with, and then if they would reevaluate later on if they need to. Which
basically what that means is they're not going to.
Right, they're just going to reevaluate the situation later on. But here's the thing: you have to apply for it. Right,
so you have to no guarantee you're going to get.
No guarantee you get. If you had homeowners insurance, you don't get it. If you make over $100,000 household wide, you don't get it. It's only household. It's not per person, by the way. So if in your household you have too many people who make over $100,000 combined, you're not going to get it. Yep. So you have to
all people are
less than that.
So
and then 750 is not even enough to pay for a hotel room.
750 is better enough to get like that's like 3 nights
at that.
If you're lucky,
especially in a tight hotel, which is probably
right now since so many people are looking for hotels that
they're charging out the ass.
They're fucking price gouging like shit. So that's probably 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to eat.
You got to eat. You got to drink. Get water.
You got to get clothes.
So you have to get online to apply for this. So you have to have internet, which they don't have very much internet right there. Although Elon Musk has gotten the Starlink stuff down there for his satellites so that people can have internet down there. But the government tried blocking those as well. They tried blocking the fact that they tried to give them internet.
They're also blocking, and I kind of understand why they're doing it. But at the same time, it's like allow these people to have help because they're blocking helicopters and people that have means to get people out.
Yep.
They're blocking them from going in.
Yep.
Saying that it's dangerous or it's a danger, but they're not doing nothing. So you want to let the people die?
And they finally got the National Guard out there, but they only sent 100 National Guard soldiers. That's it. Only 100.
I think
that's ridiculous.
And the fact that
Bush did better with Katrina and everyone hated on Katrina. How are people even trying to say this is better?
Well, and now where's the president at? Has he been down there?
President doesn't know where he's at.
Somewhere.
He doesn't even know where he's at. He even said when he did a press interview, they did a press interview with him. And he was like, Huh? What hurricane?
So,
Oh yeah, we feel bad for those people.
bro, so
He was like, "What?"
has Kamala been down there?
Probably not. No, I don't
Right.
know if Trump
You know who has been down there?
who has he been on it? I
Um,
don't.
Trump's been down.
I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Trump's been down.
Maybe
Probably
probably.
making me self guess.
But the problem with it is that Elon Musk has put out the effort to try to do stuff like this. I know that. Did you see that Trump went to the conference where he got shot at? Did you see that?
Yes.
I love that. He went there, and then you see how he started it. He's like, "Now, as I was saying,"
He just kind of picks up where he left off.
I was like,
That is cocky.
what a ballsy move.
What if they took another shot?
He'd have been pissed. But you know what? Whatever. They had the bulletproof glass up this time. They would have had to fit through a real narrow shot.
I think
They'd be a very sharpshooter.
I think that the fact that they have now tried to take shots at Trump,
That's wild, isn't it?
that there has been no presidential candidate or sitting president that has had this many assassination attempts in such a period of time.
That shows you two things. It shows you that the media networks that are talking about Trump are slandering him in such a negative light, and they're dragging him so hard, they're making people lose their minds. Like, they don't realize the power that they have. The media is exaggerating how bad he is and all this stuff on liberal media websites.
And,
To the point that somebody can't check themselves mentally, so they actually do feel like it's the end of the world. They forget this guy's already been president for 4 years, and none of that shit's happened. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, if he gets elected, it's game over. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. He's not putting you in camps. Get over yourself. That's ridiculous.
And let's not forget this, that shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, I'd say, you what, if everyone's like, well, we vote for democracy. Okay, well, Trump was actually nominated, and Kamala just was
Handed the spot.
handed the spot with actually no votes at all.
Now, so to be fair, I gotta play devil's advocate on this because the vice president's literally the vice president's job is to stand in when the president is down or can't.
Not for a voting thing. The president still can. And if the president is standing down, then why is he still president of the United States?
Well,
Why didn't he get voted out of that role?
I think the only reason why,
Kamala should be the acting president at this point.
and pretty much she is.
Is she?
Well, have you seen?
She says that all the stuff that she's going to do day one. Why isn't she doing it right now then?
Well, because she hasn't been sworn in as acting president.
She's been doing this for 3 years. She's been the vice president for 3 years.
If they do that, if they take Biden out of power, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about us? It shows weakness as a country.
It shows weakness regardless of having Biden in there. Have you seen Biden talk to anybody?
Well, no, but not seeing him and then confirming that we've removed our president from power because he's incompetent is a totally different thing.
Did you see Biden on the campaign trail, by the way? He put that Trump guy's hat on.
What?
Yeah, Biden, there's a video online. He looked at it. Biden stopped by this event and he was talking to like these people, and there was a bunch of Trumpers there. And
He put one of their hats?
and the guy's like, hey, and Biden's like wearing his hat, the Biden hat, and this guy's like has his Trump hat on. He's like, you should put this on, Mr. President. It's a better hat. And he's like,
Got the Make America Great hat on.
yeah, red make America great hat.
Oh,
So he puts on before. He's like, he puts it on for a second, smiles to the camera, then he hands it back. He's like, it's more your color. That's why.
I mean, that was just a joke.
I know, but it's still funny that he doesn't.
But that one picture is what's going to circulate around the whole world.
But it's still funny that Biden, like, he got to this point. And honestly, I think Biden is mad at his own party. His own party kind of like
They left them out the hang dry.
They screwed him.
And
I think they only screwed him because I think that they have Biden's son, Hunter, underneath his thumb. So they said, hey, if you can make this easy on us and drop out of the election, we'll forgive
let the son
Hunter.
go.
Yeah, we'll make sure he gets pardoned. If you don't, he's going to spend time in jail. I think they use the son against him.
That's kind of a conspiracy. I haven't even been down that rabbit hole.
Oh, I think it's just what's going on.
But what I can tell you is that if Biden hadn't have been taken out, I mean, so they move him aside for Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let's say they officially take him out of power and give it to Kamala,
Mm-hmm.
right? For reasons of which would have to be what? Competence?
Incompetence. Yeah.
Okay. So that would effectively, how would that affect any of the bills or things that he has signed in the law in the last year?
It would still be active, but we would need
We
to
would have to rethink
Kamal have to go
and
through it.
relook at everything that he's signed in or had touched on would have to be reevaluated.
But if the Democrats actually wanted Harris to win, they should have done that. Because now Harris would have been able to be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. See, I've only been president for 2 months and I've already accomplished all this. She had the ultimate opportunity to just take the election and run with it.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think they really wanted.
I don't think it wanted her either.
I think that she got plugged into that spot because
There's no one else.
and she's the vice president. It only makes sense to put the vice president in.
Does it? Because she was also
Well, by
the
the-
lowest rated vice president,
But by the nature of the position itself, it makes sense.
I guess.
What does it say that your president's no longer, valid? Let's say valid, and but we don't want the vice president to step in. The one person that's supposed to be the person to step in when the president can't do his job, right? That's when the vice president is literally supposed to step in. So the one time that needs to happen, you're saying that you don't trust the vice president? What would that say to other countries about us as a country?
They're already laughing at us. They're already
Oh yeah, they're laughing. We're laughing stock. Right?
at this point. But what I can't understand is how do you give $8 billion to Ukraine, but you can't help the people of the flood victims? Like you're stopping help from them, so you can't give them more help.
I've heard multiple things that, but I'll be honest, that I have not,
$8 billion to Ukraine.
I have not dug into this as much as I probably could have because I just don't give a crap. Sorry talking about it, but I'm tired of hearing about it because it infuriates me the fact that we have people in our own country that are literally dying, literally without homes, literally living on the street, living in mud. They're literally fighting for their lives. And we have the means as a country to help them. And we're sending millions and billions of dollars overseas to a war that has nothing to do with us. And then I dig a little bit more and I hear that it's due to a treaty that we signed that says that we agree to support and back these people in the event that they were attacked. So now we are honoring the contract that we signed.
Why do we care? We have our own thing. You tell that country, hey man, got you, but we have our own stuff. We have another hurricane, I think Milton or whatever it's called.
They're evacuating Florida, right?
Exactly. Florida's about to get wrecked.
They are evacuating. I was told that. So I'm hearing that they shut down. Is it Disney World or Disneyland?
I think it's Disneyland in Florida.
So they're shutting down Disneyland. They're shutting down airports. They're evacuating, whole cities. It's like, dude, people are sitting at gas stations for 2 and 3 hours because the place is overrun with people trying to get out of town. It's crazy. And then watch, I bet you the hurricane don't even hit land. They're saying it's supposed to be a category 5.
That's so wild.
That's worse than Katrina.
It's going to be as bad as Katrina.
So I called my daughter and I'm like, are you good? You safe? You need to get out of Dodge? Cause she's in Florida.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's in South Florida. I'm not gonna say where she's at, but
Yeah.
she's in South Florida. And I'm like, are you safe down there? You need to we need to get you out of there. We need to get you out. But she says she's good. But kids, they don't ever want to tell you that they need help. So
That's fair.
even if she needed help, she wouldn't tell me.
But it just drives me nuts that you have all this money that you send to other countries, but you can't take care of your own people. At least for once.
That's
the
the
government.
pattern, though.
But if the government would do one time, a tropic event like this where they can show that they actually care, Be amazing.
That's kind of what
Just
we're known for doing.
the world right now, like the United States, American, the average day citizen hates the government. The average citizen hates the government right now because they've never done anything to help us.
I mean, that's
They
fact.
pretend they do, but they never help us. And then the government's like, why don't they like us? Because you guys don't do anything for us.
Well, what our government is known for doing is deceiving us, lying to us,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically robbing us of our money.
All the time.
Because that's what taxes are, is legal robbery.
It is 100% legal robbery. It's stupid. And we went over a war over this, the Revolutionary War.
Right. And
We're back where we were.
we're on the brink of another civil war.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I
really believe we are around it.
I don't even know how you could do it though, because if you started a revolutionary group, honestly, for one, everything's listening to you, right? So you're already going to be recorded, monitored. You're already going to be on a list. They're going to find out who you are, shut you down, stop you.
Bro, the difference between now and anything that happened in our past as a country is the fact that as citizens, as individuals, we are much more educated and armed.
You can be armed, but you could be armed by yourself, or you have 25 guys swarming your place. You're in trouble.
I'm not going without a fight.
I get it, but there's still going to be 25 guys, drones, missiles. They can do a lot of stuff they want.
Not for one guy, bro.
If they think that they would put it as this person was committing treason and started a revolutionary group.
They try to start some shit.
They'd be like, they had over 500 members who were getting arrested.
That's a rule. I don't think that's how it would go down.
The government would lie about it to make you look awful. They would do everything they could to be like,
it was smear tactics,
yeah,
they were smear tactics.
You'd be pro-Nazi immediately. You'd be all this stuff. They would say all this terrible stuff.
Yeah, but the real people would know the difference.
True.
And when I say real people, I mean anybody who does not support the government.
Right.
Which is almost everybody.
Which at this point, yeah, government stuff.
So that smear tactic wouldn't work. So,
all right.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a epidemic of ODs, like overdose drugs on the streets.
Fentanyl. Yeah.
Fentanyl. Fentanyl is effectively probably the strongest, potentest, worst drug on the market.
And you could just get your skin touch.
Right.
So there's cops who've died.
Let me tell you, there's now a drug out there that is 50 times stronger than fentanyl.
How can people even take it without dying? Fentanyl kills people a little bit.
Right. This drug is 50 times more stronger than fentanyl. And it has now been found in West Palm Beach, Florida. It has been found in Philadelphia. They did a raid where they found $1.2 million of multiple forms. Pill form, powder form, pressed form. And it is called, hold on, let me get the name, because it's hard to pronounce. The nickname is called ISO. ISO. Okay. The official name of it is called N-disethyl isotenzatine. N-disethyl isotenzanine.
Jesus.
And it's 50 times more potent than fentanyl.
That's a heck of a name.
I'm still stuck on the 50 times more potent than fentanyl.
I can't believe people would take it. Why would you take it? You know,
well, the problem is the people don't know they're taking it.
Oh, I guess it's fair.
They're putting it on the black market when they're making these black market pills, and they're putting it in the, the powdered cocaine, heroin, the powder forms.
Yeah, the ecstasy, all that.
To make them more potent. And so people are taking it, not knowing they're taking it.
That's crazy. I know that somebody told me one time that cocaine was the best high they've ever had, and they wish they never did it because they'll never feel that feeling again. And I'm there thinking that's just cocaine. And now you've got fentanyl that's way stronger than that. And you've got ISO, which is even stronger than that.
50 times more stronger.
It's going to wreck people. It's going to destroy people.
It's currently in the ecstasy. It's in, it's in everything, bro.
That's crazy.
I think that the fact, so there's a couple of things. The government has got this war on um, prescription drugs, where it's making it so hard to get a prescription for pain medicine right now that people are turning to the streets, which is allowing the street market to thrive. Right,
Sure.
the street market is only thriving because people are need another source, and that source is now streets.
Yeah.
If the government would just leave, the doctors to do their jobs and stop blaming the drug itself for the problem, the street drugs wouldn't have the value they have, right?
Yeah.
Um, you can't control a person's addictive behavior, right? That's not something that the doctors can control, that the drug makers, big pharma, they can't control that. And nobody control that. It's individual's ability to abuse a substance.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the drug itself or the availability of a drug.
Yeah.
That has solely to do with the person who's taking it and abusing it and happen to kill themselves in the process. So, and then a lot of innocent people have to suffer.
Yeah.
So,
That's wild.
I thought that was great. 50 times
ISO.
called ice.
I'm gonna look that up for next week. I want to find some stories for that. That's wild.
50 times more stronger than fentanyl.
I mean, can you get your skin touched too, like fentanyl? Can you get affected through skin, like fentanyl?
Yeah, but it's 50 times more.
That's wild. I mean, cops are already, like I said, cops have died because they touched fentanyl.
So it said that fentanyl, you can die from fentanyl from what is known to be the size of a grain of salt.
Mhm.
That's
Which makes no sense. I said this 50 more times. How can you even like try that stuff? That's wild.
bro.
So I got one for you. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's say you went on a date.
Oh shit. Here we go.
All right.
I knew it was coming. I was like, oh man, you could let me get out of this without a date question. Go ahead.
You went on a date. You had a great time. Everything seemed to be working well.
Oh man.
And then the next day, you got a Venmo request to pay her for half the date.
So she is Venmoing you with a request saying, hey,
You owe me money.
you owe me money for half of this date.
Yep.
That's okay, presuming that she paid for the whole day.
We'll presume that she paid for the date.
Okay.
But everything was going well. No idea. You're fine. You wake up and then you got a Venmo request. That's the very first thing you got. Even though she maybe set it up, maybe she paid for it, maybe she did all that stuff. What do you do? What do you think?
Well, I'm confused why she paid for the date to begin with.
So basically, the real story is, obviously, guy and a girl went on a date. The girl thought she had a great time, thought she was going to see the guy again. Apparently not going to see the guy again. He sent her a Venmo request for the date. So I get what you're saying. It's hard for us to say this, but realistically, it was a girl. It was a guy who paid. And then he was like, hey, you owe me for half the date. Would you ever do that to a girl? Would you pay for a date? And then you'd be like, you know what? I'm going to send you a Venmo request the next day. That date did not go well.
That's kind of cruddy. So as a guy,
Yeah,
traditionally, we pay for the meals.
right. 100%.
So even if she asked me out and we go out as the guy,
Yeah.
excuse me, I'm going to pay for the date, the
Yeah.
meal, because that's what guys do. If she offers to pay for it, and she says, hey, I'm gonna get the dessert or I'm gonna get this or whatever, fine, whatever. But I'm not gonna wait till the next day and be like, you know what? I will have my money back.
Yeah, fuck that. That'll be
Guys, I need to put this request in here. I need half my money. Ready. First of all, if you do that, well, okay.
I was reading the story and I was like, oh my God.
I might do it if the date was okay. All right. So there's a couple scenarios. One, if I was under the intentions that I was going to get laid and it didn't happen, I would maybe think about reneging on my.
So you'd be like, Venmo $40 request.
Well, because listen, if you about those situations, right? You think you about to get laid or you think you're gonna get some, and then you are buying dinner, you are paying for these things as an investment on your end goal, right?
I guess,
If
yeah.
the end goal doesn't happen, you're like, man, I wasted my damn money, right? That might prompt you.
And if you know that you're not gonna see your gun anyway, you might as well just try. Just like, you know what, I'm gonna send a Venmo request. If I got $40 back, at least that's a win. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, if that's the case, and then I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with her no more. I'm done. And you know you ain't gonna see her. You know you have no intentions on being involved with her anymore. Now you can go the credit route and be like, I need half my money,
Venmo requested.
right?
That's what I'm like.
After I get home, I was like, you know what? That bitch didn't put out last night. I want my money. I want a refund.
All right, comments below. Guys, we can request half your money or half the money for a date if you paid and things didn't go the way you wanted them to. Let us know below.
I want a whole refund. Mental distress.
All right, then the last one I got for you. Then I'm done. I don't know what you got.
Bro, that pisses me off thinking about that.
What? You had a probably date?
Because if you go on a date with a whole ideology of how that night is supposed to go,
Mm-hmm.
and it ends with you getting laid, you go through the night, you have a good time,
Yeah.
you go dancing, whatever, you go to a movie, whatever you go do, you go to dinner,
Yeah.
it's a good time. Then after dinner or whatever, you think you're about to go back to the crib, and she goes, well, thank you for a good night. I'm like, what?
And you're like, wait a minute.
We ain't done yet.
I was like, I don't got to be at work early tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Like, what do you mean? Thank you for a good night. The night ain't over yet. We got the grand finale.
It's like, you don't want to come up for coffee?
And then suddenly she gonna be like, well, I gotta be to work early. Or it's the one that pissed me the fuck off the most is I got a headache. I got a headache. I don't feel too good.
They say it's good for blood flow. Zipper headaches.
Bro. the excuses that come out of a woman's mouth when they trying to get out of putting out part is just atrocious.
Well,
Okay?
I guess it's fair, especially with how many women use Tinder or they use a dating apps, not just to hook up, but for free dinner.
Atrocious, I tell you.
They use it for free meals.
Yeah, they hook up with a dude.
They don't even hook up with dudes. They literally just set up online date profiles for free food.
When I say hook up, I mean they meet them and they let them take them out.
Oh, okay.
And they get their free meal and then they bounce.
Yeah.
Never call them again.
Yeah. It's wild.
Atrocious, bro.
It's absolutely wild.
Atrocious, I tell you. I think that it is almost worthy of an ass kicking.
No.
I take that back. I don't beat women, okay? Don't come for me in the comments.
That's the second time in a week, or that's 2 weeks in a row you've said that line.
Don't come for me in the comments.
I don't beat women.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. That would be fucked up. If it was that bad that I actually was like, you know what? I want a refund.
You start sending that Venmo request like, girl.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things where you sit there, you get more and more mad.
Then when she texts you, you'd be like, oh, I just figured.
Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, you can go ahead and Venmo me that $50. $50 for what? That's for your half of the date.
Yep. I mean, you had the lobster, you got the dessert.
It wasn't fair. I said, be lucky I'm not asking you for a full refund. You owe me money. Wasting my time.
I was like, my gas money.
Right. That's my Uber money. Oh man. So it was a tragic story. 2 chicks go on vacation. Right?
Yep.
They go to a Russian city. It's called Georgia. Is it Georgia? Yeah.
A Russian city called Georgia.
So they go on vacation. It's a Russian girl, and they go on vacation to Georgia. I think it's Russia. A city in Russia called Georgia. What am I about to say? Anyway, they're on vacation, they're partying, they go out drinking, and they're walking It's Georgia to Tbilisi. To Tbilisi, Georgia. I don't know. I can't pronounce it, but it's in Russia. Um, and they're on vacation. They're having a good time. Tbilisi. Anyway, it's gonna drive me nuts. It's a Russian girl on vacation. The two Russian girls on vacation in a place called Tbilisi, Georgia, and it's outside of Russia. It's not in Russia, it's outside Russia. Anyway, they're on vacation. They're drinking, they're partying, they're walking along the city. They got their cameras out, doing how chicks do. They're like doing that, little screaming, and then all of a sudden you see this, and the camera goes black.
The girl got shot?
No, girl was walking along and fell into a subway stairwell.
Oh.
Died. Broke her neck.
Because she wasn't paying attention where she was walking.
30-foot fall to the bottom of the steps. The ledge of she fell over was this tall. It was like a little over 12 inches.
Oh, boy.
No, my point is there's no markings, no signage, nothing that says be careful. There's no railing that says this is a 30-foot drop. She literally, it looked like a curb on the sidewalk. And she was filming herself. She tripped on what she thought was a curb, 30 feet on the back of her head.
Damn.
So you're on vacation with your best friend who falls in a hole and breaks her neck. How does that fuck up a vacation?
That's terrible. That's horrifying.
Imagine you that friend on that vacation and your friend get killed on your vacation. Now you're stuck in a foreign country with your dead friend.
In Russia, yeah, that's a different country. Is she from America?
No, they were from Russia and they were in a neighboring country.
Okay.
So Tbilisi, Georgia, or something like that.
That sucks. Anyway, that sucks. I can't even imagine. Like, what do you even do at that point? I mean, do they have 911? Is it the same number?
But listen, what do you do? Imagine the logistical nightmare of that. Your friend, you're going to be responsible for your friend's body.
Yeah.
The arrangements, the financial burden. Do you bring them home? Do you leave them there? Imagine the logistical.
Do they cremate in Russia? There's a lot of questions.
Bro, that would be a nightmare, bro. Like, I wouldn't want, that's going to sound bad. I would want to be like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Just leave them there. Oh.
I mean, I tell you what, that's got to be awful.
Do you leave there and then get a hold of family?
Were they just talking and walking? And I know she was doing video live chat, wasn't she?
Yeah, bro. Look, watch this.
She's video live chatting and all that stuff.
Just hit play. The audio is on so you can hear it. It's crazy, bro. She's just walking along, having a good time. They're like, yeah. And she's backing up, and all of a sudden,
oh, I see it too. Yeah, that's not a big entrance. Oh my gosh, what a fall!
So, right? So, the logistics behind that, what do you do as a friend? Do you leave the body there, or do you come home and say, "Hey, this has happened. You need to go back"?
Well, I'd call her family and call her mom. I'd call her dad, whatever else. I'd call her family, especially if you're that kind of friends. You kind of know you probably have a connection like that to their family, hopefully.
And you have to deliver the news. Hey,
be like, hey, there was an accident. They're dead.
And man, that's fucked up, bro. Like that would be, and not to mention you're probably traumatized.
Oh, I'm sure that she's traumatized. In fact, she might have the ambulance do it for her.
She's gonna have to seek psychiatric evaluation. After that, she's gonna need therapy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, her friend just drops him. That's wild, dude. That sucks.
I was like, what?
I don't even know what you say at that point.
Like, yeah, I don't know. That's horrible. Like, you go from being on vacation to Now I'm planning a funeral and the transport of my dead best friend.
Dude, that sucks. That's a wild one. Girls are crazy though. Girls will do anything for like the knockoff bags and the bags or whatever like this, the crazy stuff like this. So that girl just fell, right? She's walking in Russia, doing that kind of stuff like this. I got a friend who went to Chicago. They have Chinatown in Chicago.
They got a Chinatown everywhere.
Oh, do they?
You notice that?
I don't know that.
They got a Chinatown in Baltimore. They got a Chinatown in New York. They got a Chinatown now in Chicago. They probably got a Chinatown in Dallas, Texas. I bet you.
What I was saying is there's a Chinatown in Chicago. She went there to buy bags, like high-end bags, because you can buy knockoff high-end bags.
Knock-ins. They're not really high-end. They're knockoffs.
They're knockoff high-ends. But however, what they did tell her is when she got there, she's like, hey, follow me. And it's the back room. So she followed them into the back room.
Don't follow a stranger in a strange place into a back room.
You would think, but for a person, I guess these girls are nuts.
Girls out of their minds.
But
Persons, bro.
so she was telling me a story. She literally got in the back room, and then they had her get into a van, and she hopped in the van. They drove the van down the street, and then literally opened the doors, and she went to a place that had all the name brand purses, all the ones that were not knockoffs there.
So you didn't kill her.
They didn't kill her. No, she got a high-end purse. I was just like, how insane is that you're willing to jump in that kind of danger for a purse?
I thought this story was about to end with her getting murdered.
No. But I thought that was the craziest thing. Is like she was like yeah, well, got a high-end purse.
She got me all worked up for a contract ending, and
I thought that was a crazy story. And I was just thinking, man, I was like,
I
think that I know that you were talking about these two Russian girls, but I think that other girl's gonna be like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna get my friend, I'm gonna create her, I'm gonna bring her up to her family, tell her what happened.
Like, I'm gonna go ahead and take all her valuables, and take her custom purse and her expensive boots, and I'm gonna leave her here.
Oh God. Is that what you would do?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I think I would be traumatized. Like, that would be traumatic, bro.
That'd be awful.
And I don't know if yeah, that would be fucked. There's no other way to put it. It would be traumatic.
Yeah, that'd be a bad day. So what else you got?
You would never want to go on vacation again. Because every time you go on vacation, you're going to be thinking about your friend that died while you was on vacation.
That would be a hard one for a while. That'd be a hard one for a while.
I think that that would fuck with my mind a little bit for quite a while. Yeah. That's all I got, man.
That's all you got? Damn, me too.
Like that's all you got. That's me too.
I was like, I had to use all my stuff. Well, okay then. All right. We'll be back next week then. Right?
I guess we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. We'll see you then. Leave comments below. Let us know what you think about the Joker 2 movie. What else you think about, getting your Venmo requests for dates.
You need a refund, basically.
You need a refund.
I need a refund on this date.
Or whatever else you guys thought. But all right, guys, have a good night. Be safe. We'll see you next week. Kill us. Nice.
And your ass ain't killing you.
Truth. An hour and